This is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. When to bug out. But first off, if you guys like the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, comment below. Do the things to support the channel. And thank you to all my patrons. You guys rock. If you guys want to check it out, it's pennies a day. It's well worth it. So yeah, when to bug out? Well, that's a question. A very good question. A lot of things need to be taken into account when you're making that decision. First off, do you have somewhere to go? And what kind of place do you have to go? Do you have property with a dwelling, buildings on it, gardens, animals, stuff like that, or the ability to get them there and to pick right up into calorie production for yourself? Do you have a way to get all your food storage there? Do you have caches there? Do you control it? Has somebody else moved in while you weren't there? Have you not been there for a while? There's a lot of questions. And then the big questions is when. Because that really depends. I mean, I can't give you the answer, unfortunately. If you turn on this video thinking I'm just going to give you an answer when to bug out, I can't answer that question for you. We're all in different situations. So you should realize that and understand that nobody can tell you when to bug out. It's a very personal decision that you need to come to. Be aware, be well informed, and keep an eye on what's going on around you. Where you live. Because where you live is different than where I live. And your circumstances are different. So it's one of those questions, there's a lot to think about. Are you walking away from a job? Are you ready to walk away from that job? Also, heads up, when basically, like a forewarning kind of. If you can, stay, I guess, well informed and be able to see, kind of get a heads up before things get really bad and you're able to get out safely to your bug out location, obviously that's the best opportunity. If not, I have a feeling that shelter in place is probably bug in is probably a better opportunity, a better choice for most people. Because once you leave and you're mobile, you're a lot more susceptible to dangers. A lot more dangers out there. A lot more threats. More can happen. Your vehicle could just break down halfway into the journey. Then what do? You're sitting here with all your preps in your vehicle, in your trailer you're pulling, or whatever it is. And do you have the ability to transport all your preps, all your food storage, all your stuff you have? Because if you don't, well, what are you leaving behind? Is it worth it? Versus what you have at your bug out location. Do you have caches en route? Do you have alternate bug out locations, alternate routes? Lots of different things to come into play. And bugging out, is one of those things. It's better to bug in, honestly, in most situations. I'm not saying don't have a bug out. You need to have a bug out. Because if you need to, if a situation arises where you have to get out of Dodge, you got to get out, then you got to have somewhere to go. And you need several places in mind. I'm not saying you have to have, in each, east, northeast, southwest, in each cardinal direction, you need to have 50 acres with a cabin and all the things and stuff like that. No. Obviously, your primary bug out location would probably be the one where you spend most of your, efforts on, your money on, stuff like that. But you need to have alternates. That's what a MAG is good for, your mutual assistance group. Have multiple people. If they have different properties or different places to go, you guys can decide on which one to go to. And then maybe, once you get there safely, then maybe, send out, forays, parties, patrols, whatever it is, to the other places to retrieve supplies if you need to. But if you don't have to, I don't know, that's really risky also with the dangers out there, depending on and what the situation is out there, whether it's just an SHTF event or if it's WROL, which is without rule of law. Basically there's no law enforcement, there's no nothing, people are just doing whatever the heck they want whenever they want. It can be really dangerous. So I wouldn't bug out unless I thought an WROL event was coming. An SHTF, just stuff hitting the fan. We're in one right now with coronavirus. This is, this is an event. And, I've talked many times about SHF could be personal. It could just be an injury, which keeps you out of your job, or you could a loss of a job, or death of a family member, or stuff. There's personal. There's so many different levels of an SH, an event, basically. Whether it's local to you, your neighborhood, your county, your state, or nationwide or worldwide event. With food shortages coming, meat shortages here, and all that stuff like that. I don't know. I guess look at and analyze what your abilities are. How much of your preps can you take with you? What routes? How far? Resupply en route. Also check out my video series, Bug Out, Security en Route. I think it's a 4 or 5 part series that I did a while back, probably last year, on it. Got a lot of good stuff in there. It's not complete, but I go over a lot of stuff in those videos that are good to think about and to have that thought process and that knowledge when you're whether you're going to bug out or not. So yeah, it's such a personal decision, and like I said, a lot of it's based on what you have there, and versus what you have at your house, at your primary location where you live now. Do you have massive gardens and animal production going on, or are you on a homestead? Well, then you'd be probably much less likely to want to bug out. You may even be like, oh, WRO happened? Oh gosh, I didn't even notice. That's where you want to be. That would be awesome. So, yeah, but if like you're in a city, get the heck out. That's different. If I was in a city, yeah, it's still a tough decision. I'm not just telling you to leave now, but yeah, you may want to seriously think about that option if you live in a city. That's pretty not a good situation. Just too high population density, too many variables, too many threats, lack of food, lack of water, all this stuff like that. Ease of control. Usually routes into and out of a city are few, so that it's easily shut down. It's easily controlled, as well as areas within a city. Rural areas are much more difficult to control. Yeah, you can shut the roads down. You can put a roadblock on. So what? It's not going to slow me down at all, hardly. I'll go through the woods. I don't care. Obviously, I'm not going to take my truck and fifth wheel through the woods, but hey, I'll go through the woods, flank your position, take you out, then I'll just go through your roadblock and go do the things. So think about your capabilities. Also fuel to get there. There's so many different things. So when to bug out is a very difficult decision to make, and I think in most situations you'd be better off just staying put. So I hope this helps you guys. Like I said, check out that video. I've also, in my search on my channel, just do the search bar bug out. I've done a lot of different videos about bugging out and stuff like that. Whether it's security related, whether it's supply related, whether it's how to have what to have at your bug out locations, stuff like that. So yeah, just some food for thought, and some some things that you need to be analyzing, you need to think for yourself. That's what I want you guys to do. I want you to think for yourselves, not just do what I say. I don't know everything, far from it. So prep a little every day, and prep at a peace of mind out of fear, please. And yeah, just do the best you can. Stay positive, stay healthy. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.